On the air, online, covering the Treasure Coast. Get connected with the Get Up and Go Show. And now here's your host, Evan and Bonnie.
6:07, the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie. And it's Tuesday, second day of the week. And we've only got 3 more days to go. And the weekend's here.
Yeah, it's not so miserable. I guess we're just glad and fortunate to be here.
Yeah. Speaking of being here, Phil's here.
Good morning,
Hi.
Phil.
Excuse me. Sorry. Hi. How y'all doing?
What do you have, a MacBook in your throat?
Yeah, I have a MacBook in my throat.
Phil got a new
Thank you.
MacBook.
Is
Bonnie.
that like a Mac Frog?
Yeah, Mac Frog.
And we're going to have a McRibbit for dessert.
There. Oh,
hey-o.
speaking of McRib, I miss the McRib sandwich.
Oh, do you?
I
Amen.
love the McRib sandwich,
Really?
Amen.
except take the damn pickle off of it. That ruins
Yeah,
it.
what's up with the pickle on that?
I don't like the
understand that.
pickle on that.
No,
Bonnie, have you
I
ever
don't
had a
get it.
McRib?
No, anything with a McRib in a sandwich that you're getting fast food, I'm not there.
It's succulent. It's delicious.
It's succulent.
It's succulent. It's
That's
so
a big word for this
flipping
show.
good. It's a palatial sandwich.
Is succulent going to be
Succulent.
the word for the morning?
Succulent is the word for the morning.
Okay, you guys say it and say it right because I obviously can't.
All right. So, all right. Let's do Phil.
We're going to educate her.
Yeah, All right, Bonnie, here we go. Pull up your chair. It's classes in session, okay? And it's the word succulent.
Ah,
Go ahead, try it.
like succulents.
There you go. Okay, see it. I knew you could do it. I had all the faith in the world.
Mhm.
Hey,
There
folks,
you
it's
go.
the Tuesday edition of the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie. And of course, Phil is joining us. He does a couple of days a week on his days off. He enjoys getting up early in the morning and adding some homegrown content to this godforsaken radio program that we try to entertain you with each and every weekday, Monday through Friday, where we have our cast of characters and, of course, our very distinguished guests like the sheriff of Martin County going to be joining us in the 8 o'clock hour today. Taryn Krista, Martin County Administrator, joins us on Wednesday. And then Joe Katchenbone joins us on Thursday, I do believe, from the Martin County Chamber. And then we're going to have a special guest on Friday from Florida Blue talking about what you should do as far as you've lost your job, you've lost your insurance. Where do you turn to? So that's going to be a very, very interesting conversation, Bonnie.
Yeah, very important segment for those that have lost the jobs, whether temporarily or permanent, and losing the insurance, and all that matters.
Yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt.
And here we were going to ask the sheriff if the beaches were open this morning. Oh, well, it's front page news. When the beaches reopen here on the Treasure Coast, restrictions will come.
You know, it's crazy because, you know, we get excited when we hear things on the TV and on the radio, and we don't listen because we're only tuned into certain things. Like, I know you love going to the beach, and let me preface this, and I'm going to disclaim this. I'm not throwing you under the bus, Bonnie.
I know.
I'm not.
I know.
I'm not throwing you under the bus at all. I want to disclaim that. I want to make sure Gary hears that because I'm not picking on you.
I know.
That's very important because sometimes he tunes in and he only hears part of the conversation and I know he gets angry. So I did preface it with a live disclaimer.
He's going to be glad to hear this one because he didn't want me to go in the first
Okay,
place.
so Bonnie comes into work and she's all gung-ho this morning and she's like, gosh, I'm going to the beach. Okay. And I'm going to have a great time. The beaches are open. And I said to her, are you sure? And she goes, yeah, I heard the beaches were open. So, you know, and I probably would have done the same darn thing because, you know, you hear beach, you hear open, but she didn't hear the word Volusia County. So she comes in here this morning with her swimsuit. She's not in her swimsuit. She just took it out of her bag. And she showed me her swimsuit. She was going to put her swimsuit on as soon as she got off the air at 9 and hightail it out of here and go right to the beach from here. And then all of a sudden, the big letdown. she read into it and she found out that it's only Volusia County.
Yeah, I was going to
Aw.
change in our facilities so I wouldn't have to use the restrooms out there and just jump out of my car really quick and go for a dip. Like, I guess the beaches that are open to the north of us, you're not supposed to congregate and lie there on the beach in like a lawn
Right.
chair.
Right.
Only if you do something physical, like you go run on it
Right.
or
They say you can run. They say you can swim.
get in
They
the water.
You can
walk.
exercise. Those are
Yeah.
essential things to do. But they don't want you laying on the beach.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna cook out there or anything like a beached whale. I was, just
A
gonna
beached whale? Where does
Whale.
that come from?
because
See.
I got fluffy during this occasion. I'm starting
You're
to get
not
a little
fluffy. You look-
fluffy.
You look the
Fluffy?
same as you did when I started on January 13th.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it feels like I gained
No.
5 or 10 pounds
No,
at least.
no, you look fine. You look great. You look
Well,
fantastic.
thank you.
Yeah,
Don't-
I was hoping to go work on my G-string tan line.
Oh,
Since the
Phil.
beaches are open. Yeah.
No, that's just something I don't want to see. That's just something I don't want to see. I went down and saw Phil yesterday because I had to go down and pick up something from him. I'm not going to say what it was on the air. But I had to go down and pick something up from him, and he was in the parking lot, and he had a red mask on that matched his Coca-Cola
Oh, cool.
red
Yes,
shirt.
Yeah.
But the
Wow.
only
Yeah.
issue is with his mask, the rubber bands are too tight on the side,
Ooh.
so it pulls his ears out, and it makes him look like
Yeah, the ears are
what's up?
bigger than what they are.
yeah, it makes him look like Dumbo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
he's
I
gonna
don't like it. Yeah.
fly away.
yeah.
My ears are big enough as it is. I don't need them to be poking out any out in the sides any more than that than
Yeah,
I have to there.
Definitely so.
I saw you
Yeah.
before. I didn't notice your ears. I didn't notice that they were
Well, that's because they
extra
were
large.
retracted.
Okay.
He had them retracted. He didn't have the radar turned on.
Do you wear a hat quite often to cover your ears then? I can't
No.
remember if you were wearing a hat or
No.
not. No.
No,
He was
no.
just a-
The only time I wear a hat if I'm doing some yard work or if
Yeah.
I'm going to like amusement park or something like that.
I
But,
have
you
to
know.
wear a hat all the time, just because
I don't know why.
you know
You look
because
fine
my
without one.
love dome radiates so much.
My love
My
dome.
love dome radiates
My
so
love
much.
dome.
I have
no
to keep
joke.
it under cover.
I have no joke. I just like to say love dome.
Yes, love dome.
Speaking of a love dome, one time I was out to the beach when the flies were out and about, the love bugs, they call them.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
there was a bald-headed man swimming out there in the water,
yeah.
and it looked like he had a full head of hair, and all it was the
Love bugs.
love bugs
Really?
surrounding his.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine walking up to somebody that you totally don't know, and there's a love bug on his head, and he doesn't know it, and you want to swat it off, and you swat him in the head. Oh, yeah. There you go.
That
Oops.
reminds me of like if for those that have watched Breaking Bad,
Mhm.
in the fancy meth lab where they cook, there was a fly that got in there. And the cook
Oh,
was
wow.
really extremely nervous, OCD about the fly, getting into the substance that he was creating, the
Okay.
illegal
The
substance.
illegal substance,
Yeah.
as they say.
So they had one whole episode of him and the kid Jesse chasing this
Mhm.
fly
Mhm.
around the lab.
Okay.
And the fly lands on the main character on Walt's forehead, and Jesse slaps him with his boot,
Oh, wow.
just like hits him really
Interesting. Interesting.
You know,
Hey,
I couldn't get past the second season on that show for whatever reason. I don't know why.
I'm hooked on
Breaking Bad.
Netflix now because I'm in the
Yeah.
process of watching season 2 of something called Glow, Gorgeous Ladies
Glow.
of Wrestling, and it's
Good
actually a very,
Yeah.
very good show.
Good show.
It's really good. I'm on season 2. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I got through season 2. I'm on season 3, episode 1.
Oh wow!
So I've gone through season 2, Phil.
You're moving with it.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a good show.
It's a really good show. Have you had a chance to look at The Big Show yet on Netflix, Bonnie, like we discussed?
I didn't, but I want to. I know
Okay.
that's one that I'm going to check out because you get into those series, and we try not to watch more than one at a time.
Right.
So when we're through, we're going to be getting bored with Breaking Bad sooner or later because that's what we do. We get
Mhm.
into a series for some reason, though, or another. We haven't gotten bored by by this one.
Right.
But
So instead of Breaking Bad, you're going to be Breaking Board.
Hey-o.
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 So I wanted to touch on something that we were talking about yesterday
Yeah.
in one of our segments. We were talking about old game shows and old shows on TV, and Phil let the cat out of the bag yesterday that he hosted the Gong Show
Yeah.
that was submitted for a pilot series, but it got turned down.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was for the WB network. A friend of mine who I used to work with when I worked at WXEL down in Boynton Beach, the PBS station.
I remember that one. It's Channel 42.
Yes.
They're still in
and
existence.
I know. It's
Right?
surprising.
Your
but I had
dollars
more-
work money. Your dollars are powerful.
By the way, PBS means Pledge Break Station. That's
Okay.
what that means now.
It's not
Anyway.
Public's broadcasting system.
No, not anymore.
Publix.
Pledge Break Station. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, a guy named Paul. I don't want to give his last name, and he went out to California and started working for Sony Television.
Uh-huh.
And about a year later, I get a phone call. He goes, "Hey, we're looking at bringing back the Gong Show." He goes, "I know you're a fan of the show." And I went, "Oh, I thought I was going to get called to do the audio for it or something like that."
Right.
He goes, "Do you want to audition to be the host?"
Ooh.
And I went, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "We'll fly out to California in about 2 weeks or so, and then we'll audition you." I said, "Oh, okay. So why not?" So they flew me out to California. First time I ever been to California.
Did you wear the
And-
tuxedo with the ruffle shirt?
No, I just wore a typical suit
Okay.
and my Donald Trump suit, by the way.
Okay.
Anyway, and I auditioned. I didn't hear anything for like 4 weeks, and then next thing I know, I get a phone call saying they want me to do the pilot.
Oh.
And I went, "Oh, okay." And
Wanted
so
you to
then
do the pilot?
do the pilot that they were
Okay.
going to submit to
Okay.
the WB network.
Okay.
So then, what do you call it? They flew me out about 6 weeks later, and it was really cool because it's the first time I've ever been on a sound stage, like a real California Burbank, Hollywood sound stage.
That had to be surreal.
And they had a set which was kind of like a hybrid between the old Chuck Barris one and like the one they did in the Aries with Joe Don Blue.
Mhm.
And I did all this research on it before I did the show, and
Mhm.
they brought back the Unknown Comic, and
This guy with the
that was
bag on his head.
yeah, the bag on his head. He even did a joke with me. He goes, Philly baby," and I come over and he goes, "I need you to help me with a magic trick," and he puts one of the paper bags over my head.
Right.
He goes, "All right, you notice there's nothing in the bag." and then the joke was I kicked him off stage after that. And he then what do you call it? It was really cool. And anyways, they submitted the first pilot. WB asked to have some things changed, so I came out. I had to go back out to California to do a second pilot.
What do you carry? Airfare's paid for, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I did the second pilot, and then I didn't hear anything for the longest time. And then finally I got word that they didn't pick it up. And it was really cool. They had the only thing I disagreed with, the writers were trying to do some of the stuff from the original show, which, okay, but you're trying to do something new and trying to attract a new and younger audience. You need to do newer things.
Right.
And so then recently, about 2 years ago, the Game Show Network announced that they were going to show the pilot. It had never been shown on television. So I was like, I got a call from Sony Television needing my permission because I guess all the contracts had expired. And all
Don't
this
tell me
other
they
stuff.
showed the pilot on the Game Show Network?
Well, there's another story behind this that I signed it. I said, yeah. And actually Sony Television, the guy who was in charge of the all the TV episodes they have in their archives and everything, didn't even know it existed.
Did they
So-
bring on Gene the dancing machine?
No, we didn't have Gene. Gene. I think he was just too old at that point. I
Oh.
wanted to bring him back, but anyway, so he then what do you call it? They were going to show it, but they had to get permission from everybody else who were contestants on the show, and Game Show Network had paid for it, had it all scheduled and everything for the big turkey-thon that's where they show all these old Gong Show episodes.
Right.
And so they were going to show this brand new episode that had never been seen on television. And one of the girls who did something on the show, which I can't repeat on the air, decided she did not want it on the air, and because she became a pastor's wife.
Wow.
And
wow.
and so because she was so weaving into the episode, Game Show Network just decided forget about it and decided not to show the episode.
Edited
Wow.
her segment out. Go back.
Edit it out.
They couldn't even.
No, they couldn't even edit her out because she
Wow.
was like at the end, she was at the beginning, she was something in the middle, and I was about ready to cry.
Call them and say, let's do it again, and don't invite her next time. We want the Gong Show.
6:22 right now. It's news time. Let's head over to the news desk where Bonnie is standing by with the latest headlines this morning. Good morning, Bon.
Good morning, Evan. And several hundred new cases of coronavirus have been reported around the state, bringing the total in Florida to more than 27,000. Another 49 deaths were reported yesterday, bringing the state's total death toll up to 823, and a breakdown of coronavirus cases right here by county. Number reported for Martin County are at 155 with 4 deaths. The number of confirmed cases in St. Lucie County, 204 with 15 deaths. And for Indian River County, 85 confirmed coronavirus cases, 3 deaths. Today, the governor's Reopen Florida task force begins a week full of daily meetings.
The working groups will meet in the morning before the task force's executive committee gathers in the afternoon, with the final report being drafted after calls.
Let's get these ideas on the table as soon as we can. Let's chew over this and let's develop a way, the best way forward.
Governor Ron DeSantis to reopen, we need to offer more rapid testing, with Broward Mayor Dale Holness agreeing expanded antibody testing is a key.
That might be able to help us overcome some of that fear that people have.
DeSantis says the state is expecting to receive a shipment of 100,000 antibody tests by the end of the week. Erica Rodriguez, Miami.
Ron DeSantis drew fire from Culture Commissioner Nikki Fried, the only Democrat on the state cabinet, not a member of the task force. Fried called it, sadly, more of the same politics over state from the governor. The state of Florida says 6% of the unemployment claims it has received so far have been paid. That's a slight improvement over the 4% it announced last week, but nowhere near what's needed by the hundreds of thousands of jobless Floridians. It could take a while for Florida's economy to recover from the shutdown caused by the coronavirus pandemic.
It's not going to open if people don't feel comfortable getting on an airplane, if they don't feel comfortable going to a restaurant. So it all ultimately comes down to, is my family going to feel safe? And what are you doing to make my family, or me as an employee, what are you doing to make me safe to come to work?
On Fox News, Senator Rick Scott said he put out a 60-day economic recovery plan that addresses the needs of businesses, families, and healthcare providers. Scott said the only way to get through this emergency is to do it safely. After partially reopening beaches, Jacksonville Mayor Lenny Curry says people can't lock themselves in their houses and wait for a vaccine against COVID-19.
People can't just lock themselves in homes and not go back to work. They need money for their families. They've got to take care of their mental health. They've got to take care of other medical issues.
Treasure Coast beaches apparently won't be opening soon, but when they do, it could be with a regional strategy in mind, officials said on Monday. For now, however, only St. Lucie County seems to be getting close to a decision to reopen. That call has not been finalized, but St. Lucie is looking to reopen its beaches next week. The county said Monday on its Facebook page, St. Lucie County, for one thing, will look at what its neighboring counties decide. The announcement of Governor Ron DeSantis that distance learning will continue for the rest of the academic year means school districts across the state are scrambling to come up with new plans for graduation ceremonies. Some districts are looking at the possibility of virtual commencement ceremonies. Another option includes drive-through graduation ceremonies. Some districts are hoping to hold traditional ceremonies later this summer if it is safe to do so. In the new Michael Jordan documentary, The Last Dance, Barack Obama is described on screen as a former Chicago resident, but it's only because he's there to talk about what Chicago was like when MJ joined the Bulls. When Obama appears, it doesn't say former president, it says former Chicago resident. And when Bill Clinton is on screen, he's identified as the former Arkansas governor. Clinton appears in the documentary to talk about Scottie Pippen's days at the University of Central Arkansas, and Obama gives insight into what Chicago was like when Jordan joined the Bulls. News time is 6:26, and weather and traffic together are next.
.627 the time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, Evan, this morning the roads are looking clear. It's a good Tuesday morning on our major highways. US 1 is looking good right now, too, just moving right along for us. There's your latest look at traffic. And still getting a shower or two right here in the area. 72 in Stewart, in Port St. Lucie, 70. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
The chance for isolated rainfall remains in the forecast this morning for the Treasure Coast. Then the rainfall will move well south of the area, and skies will be clearing from north to south by this afternoon. Partly to mostly sunny with high temperatures in the mid to upper 80s and light winds becoming northeasterly. It will be warm, but humidity will be much lower today.
Mornings are better with the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie on WSTU.
I want to thank the Get Up and Go show band for getting up nice and early, and they're in studio, as you can see, Bonnie.
Mm-hmm. We can just call them the Go Show Band.
Yeah, the Go. Yeah, the Go Show, Get Up and Go Show band, the Go band.
with the Go Show girls.
Yeah, they're all wearing masks.
It's good.
You know,
Yeah.
they went through our sanitizing process before they came in studio, Phil.
With foam.
With foam, yes. they all got washed down outside. So they're just playing right along. You know, they sound good.
Yeah.
How do you like them, Phil?
I love them.
Yeah.
Very classic, variety showish band.
Yeah. I'm very pleased.
Yeah.
Who hired them? That's what I want to know. They just showed up one day. Bonnie, you have any idea who hired the band for us?
I don't know, but I was going to hire them to follow me out to the beach today and play out there, but the beach isn't open, so
That would be a sight to see the band on the beach playing.
they could follow me home and play in my backyard.
We would have an issue, though. Then we'd have an issue with gatherings of 10 or more people.
Yeah.
Because the band is 7 people, okay? And you and I are 2, and that makes 9. So we're a gathering of 9 people, so we're okay.
And Phil would make 10.
But Phil's virtually connected.
Yeah.
So he's not here.
Yeah.
So he's not part of our gathering.
Mm-hmm. That virtualness is something. I'm going to a virtual wedding this coming Saturday. My lovely niece is getting married virtually.
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
Up in Missouri.
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And
are you getting dressed up?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm going to make it a formal occasion. At
Really?
home. Yeah.
Wow.
And
are you going to dance? Is there going to be a DJ?
I don't know, but I hope I won't mind dancing as long as my relatives and friends don't see me dancing too.
That would be so cool if they had a DJ, if they did it like through Zoom, and we'll talk about Zoom in a second. But that would be way cool if they did it through Zoom, where everybody logged in, they had a DJ playing the music, and everybody was dancing in their homes, and bride and groom do their first dance, and then the best man pops up on the screen. He does the toast. We have a blessing by the preacher, and then everybody gets food and has dinner, and then that'd be really cool.
You can zoom out that aunt that gets drunk and nasty,
right? Right.
Now, I got a question though. Is the bride and the groom going to be together, or they're getting married? Like one's in a different location, the other one's.
Oh,
in
that's a
different
good
location.
question.
I'm pretty sure they're going to be together, and
Okay.
it's a very exciting year for my niece. By the way, I think she only has like a year and a half before she's going to be a doctor. Also, she had been in RN. She'd been a nurse for quite some while now. And she's really intelligent, so she decided to do it further, and she's becoming a doctor. So my mom, before she passed, was so proud because she was bragging, "We're going to have a doctor in the family." So it's really, really cool. We're really proud of her.
Okay, it's time for our segment called Viral Videos. There's a clip that's gone viral. There's clips that always go viral every day. We're going to head over to Alabama, where it's a guy in Alabama narrating security cam video of 2 dogs chasing a cow through a backyard into a swimming pool. Then 2 cowboys on horses show up out of nowhere and lasso the cow as it's climbing out of the pool. Meanwhile, another guy calmly walks into the scene, acting as if it's another day. And the guy who uploaded the video noted that all the animals were okay.
Oh, that's
All right,
a
here we
relief.
go.
I want to see this video my niece sent me. I'm just going to do this real quick. Show it to you. What we got here? We got 2 dogs chasing a cow out in somebody's backyard. What in the world? The hell is it? Oh, dog bites cow. Oh, cow is in the pool. Oh my goodness, dog is going in the pool after the cow. Oh my goodness, they are in the deep end. They are in the deep end. Oh, dog is biting cow. Cow puts him under the water, dunks him. Dog swimming away. We got dog number 2 on the side of the pool. Dog number 1 is going after cow again. Oh my goodness. The cow's under the diving board. Oh, he's getting out the pool. He can't get out. He can't get out. They both stuck in the pool, in the deep end, over the head. What in the world? What's this in the background? Oh my goodness, we got a cowboy coming in. We got a cowboy coming in. Oh, he's got a lasso. Oh my goodness. No, 2 cowboys. Oh my goodness. Cow trying to get out. He's in the shallow end. Lasso. Oh, he's doing the lasso thing. Oh my goodness, he got the cow with the lasso. Oh my goodness, first shot. What in the world? The hell is that? Oh my!
This
the
is
play-by-play
true.
is awesome.
This is true. If you have to watch the video to see this, it's hilarious.
That cow looks like it is the size of it's bigger than a calf. However, it's not the full-grown size like your big dairy cow.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's black and it's cute and it's somewhere in the middle. And oh, you're so afraid that this cow is not going to get out of that pool and drown.
The best part about that video is the guy riding on the horse in the backyard.
It's like, where did they come? Where did this guy on a horse come from all of a sudden?
They need to give that lady like a baseball team to do play-by-play for. You know, she's awesome.
Was that I thought that was a dude.
No, that was a guy.
Was it a guy?
Yeah.
Oh, well, hey,
that was a guy.
I think it was.
Give him a
that
baseball game.
That was literally a guy.
It kind of reminded me of the guy in the in Cool Hand Luke with that high-pitched Southern voice. What we have here is a failure to communicate.
I mean, it was literally hilarious.
Right,
This whole thing was hilarious. I mean, I have to post this on my Facebook
Play
page.
his narration a little bit again.
You want to hear it a little bit
See
again?
this video
Let me go
sent me.
to the fast
Oh, he's
forward.
doing the lasso thing. Oh my goodness, he got the cow with the lasso. Oh my goodness, first shot. What in the world? The hell is that? Oh my goodness, now the cow pulling the horse. The dog is still in the pool. Got man coming after dog in the pool. Cowboy number 2 chasing the cow. Oh, he's trying to lasso the cow again.
Trying
What
to
in
lasso
the world?
cow again.
Oh, Cowboy 2 is wheeling his horse. He just wheelied. Oh, dog's at the pool. Cowboy 2 is having a hard time. What in the world is this? Dog, cows in the pool. 1 minute later, out the pool, lasso. The hell, Alabama. All right, I thought.
As I close my eyes to that, Phil, I can see how you might have considered that was a woman.
Yeah, it sounded like a lady. Yeah, that's great though. That's awesome.
I want to meet. I have to find the guy that did the voiceover.
Oh yeah, see, we can get him on the air and talk to him. Yeah,
That
that'd
would
be
be
awesome.
great. That would be-
Yeah.
I'd love.
Have him do the weather while we're at it.
Oh no, that would be hilarious.
All due respect, Bonnie, but that'd be funny.
Oh my goodness! I mean, that was hilarious. That was definitely cow in the pool.
And that was a nice swimming pool. It's kind of like a fancy area backyard swimming pool too. So you wonder where did these country cowboys come in all of a
I
sudden?
don't
on
know,
a
but the guy
horse?
coming in the guy's backyard on the horse,
Yeah.
that just took the cake.
Yeah.
And then the guy that actually used his imagination to voice it over, that was great.
Good
That was
stuff.
excellent. Good entertainment. A stunt school in France did an amazing social distancing video. It's a series of clips of stuntmen and stunt women hitting the camera with a headbutt, kick, or even a banana. And then it cuts to another stunt person in a different place receiving the blow. The victim takes a moment to recover and then they deliver their own strike. There are funny moments too. One woman throws a lawn chair, one guy stops to apply hand sanitizer, and one man picks up his young daughter and has her deliver a kick. Let's listen in here. All right, we're gonna watch this. Bam. Oh, wow. That's very ingenious how they did that. You see that, Bonnie?
That's pretty good.
Oh, wow.
It looks like they're really being kicked.
Yeah. Oh my.
I felt that one.
That's something that you would find on TikTok.
Yeah. I mean, he
Yeah.
was throwing that banana or some. I felt like it itched me in the head when he threw that. It was so
That was pretty cool.
real. Yeah.
That definitely was very cool. Wow. Phil, are you on TikTok or the kids or Veronique or anybody?
My daughter peeks in and out on TikTok
Yeah.
every once in a while. Yeah.
Okay.
The only time I see any TikTok videos is when they post them on Facebook or something.
How old is your
Okay.
daughter?
She is 10.
Okay, so my stepdaughter is 14 right now, and she's been doing a little bit of that TikTok. I know she's in dance, and sometimes she does a little dance thing on there. And, we got kind of nervous with it being kind of new and not knowing the most about
Yeah,
it. Are you
yeah.
fine with your daughter being on there? And
The videos I've seen of her watching are like silly stuff. It's nothing.
yeah,
Okay.
that goes too far. So
All right.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
All right. So what I want to do right now, and it's something that Phil and I talked about, and I kind of prefaced you on it, Bonnie. We're going to introduce a new segment to the program. We're just going to periodically throw the segment in every now and then. The segment is going to be called Ask the 8 Ball.
What kind of
this is where you
questions?
can ask any question to the 8 Ball.
Okay.
All right, Bonnie, anything that comes to mind. Phil has the 8 ball in
I already
hand.
have it.
Go
I
ahead.
have the magic 8 ball in my hand.
When will these fine, beautiful beaches reopen?
Magic 8 ball says, signs point to yes. The magic 8 ball has spoken.
Okay.
My swimsuit is hugging you right now.
All right.
Wow.
I have a question for the magic 8 ball. All right.
Okay.
Here comes the question.
Go.
Will baseball ever come back in Port St. Lucie this year?
Magic 8 ball says, it is decidedly so. The magic 8 ball has spoken.
And that's how you play Ask the Magic 8 Ball.
Oh, okay.
Bonnie's happy.
Here's a personal one.
Oh boy, Bonnie's on a roll. We're only supposed to do 2. She wants to do more.
Oh, wait.
Go for it,
Should I
Bonnie.
save them for a next segment?
No, I'm sure you'll think of a lot of them. Go for it.
Will I have my magic 8 ball? Will I have my swimming pool up by Memorial Day?
Magic 8 ball says, without a doubt,
Oh,
the magic 8 ball has spoken.
There you go.
if we can get together and decide on the one we want, though.
Now, I will tell you this much. Phil does have a magic 8 ball in
Yes,
his
I
hand.
do.
Yeah.
He literally
I do.
does.
You
He
went out and
does.
bought a magic 8 ball.
He has a
Yeah, I
magic 8 ball.
I went out and bought a magic 8 ball for this bit.
Phil,
Yeah.
Phil, very quickly. Phil,
Yes.
very quickly, put your video
Yes.
camera on so Bonnie can see the magic 8 ball.
Okay.
All right.
Hold on.
Now, was this a necessity? Was it something you needed? And did your wife enjoy you going out to buy this?
Hold the magic 8 ball up. Okay, there's the magic 8 ball.
There's
See
the
it?
magic 8
Right
ball.
there
yeah.
it is.
Yes.
Okay, there's the magic 8 ball.
Yes. So the magic 8 ball is present. So
Fascinating.
yep, there we go.
You better wash and sanitize it every
Yeah,
time.
make sure and sanitize that bad boy.
With foam.
Yes, always sanitize your 8 ball, please.
Do
Without
we have
a
one more
doubt.
question or no?
Yeah, let's do we'll do one more.
Okay.
Had to put the sounder in there. Okay. Our official magic 8 ball sounder. I guess it's my turn for the question, right? Because you did 2 and I did
know
1.
it.
Okay. Will I win the Fantasy 5 lottery anytime soon?
The magic 8 ball says, ask again later. The magic 8 ball has spoken.
All right. Well, there we go.
So we will. We'll have to ask.
We'll have
it.
to ask it again later.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't like that answer. That wasn't too positive.
But I do like Fantasy 5 too, Evan.
I play it every week.
That's my go-to when I play.
A friend of mine wrote a book on how to increase your chances of winning the lottery. He has since passed away. But when he wrote this book, I got a copy of it and I literally follow his winning method. And I play religiously every week. Now, I'm not going to give all the secrets away because I want you to go buy the book, because the money from the book goes to his wife now, which is his widow. But it teaches you how to increase your chances of winning the lottery.
Mm-hmm.
My friend Richard Lustig, he has won 7 jackpot lotteries.
No way.
7.
What
Count
was
them.
what was
7.
his biggest? What was his biggest amount?
Millions.
Figure? Really?
Millions. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He won 7 jackpot lotteries.
Oh,
and if you follow his method, you win every week.
Yeah.
Okay. I follow his method and I win every week religiously. I go to the grocery store every week and I win.
Uh-huh.
I win something. I never ever walk away with 0. It can be anywhere from a free ticket to it could be anywhere to thousands of dollars.
Man.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not going to divulge what I've won.
Want to learn that strategy.
But yeah, you can buy the book. It's only about this thick, Bonnie. It's very thin. And
is it like a pamphlet or what? What is it?
No, it's a book. It's a book. Phil, go on Google and go on Amazon and look for the book. It's yellow. And it says how to increase your chances of winning the lottery. I think it's like $12, $15, but it's the best $12 or $15 you'll ever
that
spend.
You invested, huh?
And it'll open your eyes up to scratch off tickets.
Yeah.
It'll open your eyes up to just saying, give me one of these, one of those, and one of that one. That's all I'm gonna say.
Did you ever notice that there are some people too that are just prone to getting lucky?
Yeah.
I mean,
but not 7 times in a row.
Gary's ex-wife, I think she won $10,000 on scratch off.
Okay.
Like three times.
Does she play the same scratch offs?
I've seen her play and I've seen her play various ones.
Okay, you have to find out if she plays the same ones
in
a row. That's the only hint I'm going to give away. All right. 6:47 right now. It's news time once again. Let's head over to the news desk where Bonnie's standing by with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Let's run down the coronavirus cases by county right now. The number of cases reported in St. Lucie County are at 204. There are 15 deaths. Here in Martin County, 155 confirmed cases with 4 deaths. And up in Indian River County, 85 confirmed coronavirus cases. There are 3 deaths in that county. Several hundred new cases of coronavirus have been reported around the state, bringing the total in Florida to more than 27,000. Another 49 deaths were reported yesterday, bringing the state's total death toll up to 823. Today, the governor's Reopen Florida task force begins a week full of daily meetings.
The working groups will meet in the morning before the task force's executive committee gathers in the afternoon, with the final report being drafted after Friday's conference calls.
Let's get these ideas on the table as soon as we can. Let's chew over this and let's develop a way, the best way forward.
Governor Ron DeSantis believes as Florida looks to reopen, we need to offer more rapid testing, with Broward Mayor Dale Holness agreeing expanded antibody testing is a key.
That might be able to help us overcome some of that fear that people have.
DeSantis says the state is expecting to receive a shipment of 100,000 antibody tests by the end of the week. Erica Rodriguez, Miami.
Ron DeSantis drew fire from Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Fried, the only Democrat on the state cabinet and not a member of the task force. Fried called it, sadly, more of the same politics over state from the governor. The state of Florida says 6% of the unemployment claims it has received so far have been paid. That's a slight improvement over the 4% it announced last week, but nowhere near what's needed by the hundreds of thousands of jobless Floridians. It could take a while for Florida's economy to recover from the shutdown caused by the coronavirus pandemic.
It's not going to open if people don't feel comfortable getting on an airplane, if they don't feel comfortable going to a restaurant. So it all ultimately comes down to, is my family going to feel safe? And what are you doing to make my family or me as an employee, what are you doing to make me safe to come to work?
On Fox News, Senator Rick Scott said he put out a 60-day economic recovery plan that addresses the needs of businesses, families, and healthcare providers. Scott said that the only way to get through the emergency is to do it safely. Fast-moving storms caused blinding rains, strong wind gusts, and hail late Monday afternoon in areas of Martin County. Tree limbs and palm fronds littered areas of Martin Downs Boulevard and residential yards in Palm City. The strong wind gusts, heavy rain, and hail caused property damage, scattered debris, and thousands of power outages. Palm City felt the brunt of the storm, with the height of the damaging weather lasting just minutes. Immediately after the storm passed, residents, business owners, and rescue crews scattered to start cleaning up the mess. Terrifying, described Palm City resident Melissa Knox. She was driving to pick up her son when the weather kicked up. A tree fell onto the back of her SUV, temporarily trapping her. They told me not to get out, wait until police get there because of the power lines, Knox said. She was able to eventually crawl out the passenger side of her car. She said she was grateful her son wasn't in the car. At approximately 5:20 1 p.m., the National Weather Service in Melbourne issued a tornado warning for northeastern Martin County. And a rollover crash killed 2 people Monday morning on I-95 northbound in Martin County, causing traffic delays for hours. The wreck happened near exit 114 and Becker Road and mile marker 113 at 9:37 a.m., according to a report from the Florida Highway Patrol. For unknown investigators said an 18-year-old man from Pompano Beach was driving a 2011 Chevy truck northbound on I-95 in the center lane. For unknown reasons, the driver failed to maintain control of the truck and began to overturn, traveling off the road. FHP said the truck came to a final rest on its roof. 2 of the passengers, German Cruz, age 52, and Julian Calderon, age 53, of Pompano Beach, were pronounced dead at the scene. A 58-year-old man had to be airlifted to Lawnwood Medical Center with serious injuries, while the 18-year-old driver was transported to Tradition Hospital with minor injuries. The 5th person, a 39-year-old passenger, was not hurt and refused treatment, according to FHP Lieutenant Yanko Rice. Traffic was back to normal by 2 a.m., and the FHP report says alcohol was not a factor in the wreck. The case is still pending investigation. Welcome to Tampa, Tom Brady. Now go home. Tom was trying to get a workout at a local park recently. The problem is the parks are closed due to the pandemic. Parks and Rec staff are doing a routine patrol, spotted Tom and told him he had to leave. And this comes straight from Tampa Bay Mayor James Castor's mouth. Tom Brady may have won 6 Super Bowls, but like the rest of us, he's just trying to find a place to work out. Tampa Mayor James Castor said in a briefing that an employee approached a man working out downtown and had to tell him the park was closed. And yes, Tom Brady. News time is 6:52, and weather and traffic together are next.
6:54, the time to Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, it's a clear traffic on this Tuesday morning. Everything is moving quite smoothly right here. No accidents on our US 1. Major highways good north and southbound. There's your latest look at traffic. A partly cloudy sky, 69 in Port St. Lucie. Stuart, we have 71. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
The chance for isolated rainfall remains in the forecast this morning for the Treasure Coast. Then the rainfall will move well south of the area, and skies will be clearing from north to south by this afternoon. Partly to mostly sunny with high temperatures in the mid to upper 80s and light winds becoming northeasterly. It will be warm, but humidity will be much lower today.
Let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
$6:59, the Get Up and Go show. We've got news coming up top of the hour, and then of course hour number 2 with Evan and Bonnie and our special guest Philly B from Phil's Notebook. I figure what I'll do here is just kind of let the band take us into the news. We'll give the legal ID. We're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. We're just going to let the band play on, and the band will take us right to the top of the hour, so to speak, for the news. Take it away, band.
On air, online, covering the Treasure Coast. Get connected to the Get Up and Go Show. And now here's your host, Evan and Bonnie.
No doubt, this will be a disaster. Zoom meetings, I feel no need to shower. I don't have to wear a tie. Working from the house, I'm not wearing any pants while I'm sending in my reports. And I'll have a few beers. Take a break to play guitar. Now I'm late for my conference call. Hope I do not get fired. School's out. Now I'm a homeschool teacher. Meltdown. The kids are non-compliance. It's killing productivity. Working from the house.
For sure, working from the house, but we're not working from the house. We're working from the Palatial Radio Studios that we're very fortunate to have, that are very sanitized as well, right, Bonnie?
That's right. And good old Talking Heads there, Evan.
Yes, a remake of the Talking Heads
Boy,
Burning Down the House.
Do I miss them?
Did you like that one? That was a good one. That was a good parody.
It was a pretty good, they did a good job with that.
Phil, what'd you think of that one?
That was good. You know, the Talking Heads has a Broadway show.
They do?
It's really good.
No.
Yeah, I've heard friends of mine who've gone to it, and it's supposed to be really good.
Wow.
Oh, that sounds great. You know, Gary was walking around the house just the day before yesterday singing "Same as It Ever Was, Same as It Ever Was." I think he's like getting so bored at home, and that
Really?
Talking Heads, and then he kept repeating it.
Do you have a way to record him singing?
I do.
Does he sing good? I'm putting you on the spot. Does he sing good?
He's okay.
You know, she laughed.
I mean,
He's okay?
He's okay at it. He's pretty good. He has a really nice voice, and you know, my mom even said so when she talked to him on the phone.
So if he's got a good voice, then I want you to record him singing a song, and then we're going to play it. Can
All
we
right.
play it on the air?
I mean,
but we're not going to tell him.
Yeah, if I could like secretly record him somewhere.
Does he
if
sing
I
in the shower?
Can no, I never heard him singing in
No?
the shower. However,
You know what you have to do? Kind of think of a reason, like if you're just sitting around
yeah,
and have your phone like in your hand. Your phone has a voice recorder in it somewhere on an Android. There's an app you can get
Okay.
from the App Store. Okay. I hope Gary's not listening because we're going to give it away. But I want you to record him singing secretly.
Okay.
Say, honey, when was the last time you serenaded me?
Ah.
I would really love to hear you sing me a love song.
Yeah.
And if he busts out in the Titanic, that's it. That's going to be the best one.
Yeah, we'll be just like
My heart will go on
like
for.
Jack and Rose.
Oh my gosh, that
Well-
would be classic. And I'll do the same. I hope Rachel's not listening. I'm going to get Rachel to do that also.
Yeah, I would like to hear.
I'm going to ask
too.
her to sing to me.
What kind of song do you think she would sing?
Maybe I'll get her to sing "Stairway to Heaven" by Led Zeppelin.
Oh boy. Oh man.
Can you get Veronique to sing to you, Phil?
She doesn't sing.
No?
It's like no. Well, let me rephrase that. She's so picky about her music. If it's not hair band, she doesn't like it.
All right, then
You
get
know.
her to sing Motley Crue. Girls, girls, girls.
Bon Jovi more
Bon
like
Jovi?
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You give
The
love
God
a bad
among
name.
men. He's the God among men for her.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, and he's.
Listen to Bonnie.
I mean,
oh
no,
yeah.
but he's outstanding. You know,
Oh.
he did a video for some school kids in Palm Beach Gardens,
Yeah.
like not too long ago.
Who was it yesterday you mentioned was good looking on the air? You mentioned somebody was good looking.
Oh, it was Ron Howard's brother. He has a brother. Is it Jeremy Howard?
Yeah,
or,
we were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
wow.
his brother turned like 61 yesterday, and there was a caption that said Ron Howard's better looking younger brother or some sort of thing. And me and Evan were just on the same page, like, yeah, he is.
Yeah, that goes with Brian Williams. Yeah.
Look at Evan is including me.
I didn't
in
know
this.
he was your type, Evan.
No, sure. Why not?
Are you okay there?
Well, I'm just pressing all sorts of wrong buttons here. I don't know what I'm doing. I hit the wrong button. And
can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
sorry, but did you ever do this? You talking about start hitting buttons. My
Yeah.
wife will do this with the TV. If something's
Oh,
not
I
right
thought
on
you were
TV,
going to
just
tell me
starts
she
hitting-
presses all the wrong buttons with you.
Well, no, no, she starts hitting all these buttons to try to get that doesn't try to figure out the problem. She'll start hitting the buttons and jam up the TV.
I don't do that. No, I don't
You
do
don't
that.
do that?
No, Rachel
No.
doesn't do that either.
No,
if
okay,
there's
good.
an electronic issue in the household, I get the scream from across the house. Evan!
Yeah, so do I. Yeah. I get
That-
the phone call.
I hate that.
That
scream.
or if there's something, because my wife is short, so I tend to put stuff up high, and she can't reach it, and she hates when I do that. And I don't let her get on a step stool because that's like disaster waiting to happen.
Oh.
I love my wife to death, but no, step stools, ladders, things like that, getting on the roof. No, that's a big no-no with the wife.
There's a device you can wear around your neck now if you know.
I'm not
fell.
putting a collar on my wife. Sorry.
And you can. It's like a beeper
That's
that
getting kinky.
I saw. The
Not collaring my wife.
elderly people, if they fall, they press a beeper, and then
Oh,
they
yeah.
get the help right there that they need.
I'm falling and I can't get up. That's what you get. That's what you get.
But it would, when you think about it, it would be a horrible thing, young or old, to be home by yourself.
But
and
senior
fall
citizens,
from a
they
ladder.
do wear it's Life Alert is what it's called.
That's right.
Now I'm doing
Yeah.
a free advertisement for Life Alert. Greg and Carol are not going to like that. But it is Life Alert.
Yeah.
And they wear a pendant around their neck. And God forbid, if an elderly person falls, they press the button and it will summon help automatically
That's
for
good.
you.
That's a good.
So
to have.
it is something good to have.
Yeah.
So as I'm getting up there and I'm still refusing to get my subscription to ARP, I got another letter in the mail. They're still wanting me to subscribe to ARP for $15 a year, and I just can't bring myself to do things like that.
You're missing out on
Yeah.
all the discounts, though.
No.
And ARP,
Missing out on the discount.
ARP is a pretty good magazine. I know I've read it in a
No.
doctor or dentist office or two.
Please stop.
It's
No.
not bad.
No, please stop.
Hey,
Please stop.
they had a good article in. They did a whole article on
Are
that.
you insinuating?
going.
Are you insinuating I'm old?
No, I'm just saying.
Just decrepit.
What is this? Throw Evan under the bus day?
Hey,
Magic
Can we
eight ball,
just simply do the birthdays, please?
you can be under 50 to enjoy ARP magazine. You can, if you have it in a dentist office. I've read it before.
Somebody please get the shovel.
Okay.
Yeah.
The hole's
Magic
getting
eight ball. Will
dig
she
deeper.
stop?
Yes. Oh, hold on.
Cut
Wait a minute. Hold on 1 second, please. It's time to ask the Magic 8-Ball question.
Go ahead.
Will Bonnie stop throwing Evan under the bus this morning?
Magic 8 Ball says, concentrate and ask again. The Magic 8 Ball has spoken.
All right, hold on. Once again, will Bonnie cease throwing Evan under the bus this morning on the morning show?
Magic 8 Ball says, is decidedly so. Magic 8 Ball has spoken.
Thank you.
I'm agreeing with that 8 ball.
Oh my gosh. All right.
At what time did we lose control of this show?
I guess that was a good $13 investment. Because when we just need to ask a question, we just simply do this. It's time to ask the Magic 8-Ball question.
All right, go ahead.
Will the madness ever quit on the morning show?
Reply hazy. Try again.
Okay.
The Magic 8 Ball has spoken.
All right, the Magic 8-Ball has spoken.
Cloudy with a chance of meatballs.
Okay, let's try this again. All right, time for birthdays and anniversaries. If we ever get to them on the morning show. Oh boy, this show's gone to heck in a handbag.
I got tears to my eyes.
So do I. Bonnie.
I don't know. I'm just
Do you
going
have
to be
any
quiet.
birthdays?
I think we need an open bar for this show.
Well, we have the band. All we need to hire is a bartender. Oh my gosh, my stomach hurts so bad right now. You guys have no idea. Bonnie, you started this.
Happy birthday to Gavin, and I hope he had a blessed birthday.
We actually had a
yesterday.
great birthday party
Yeah.
yesterday. We actually had a huge birthday party with 35 people at my house yesterday.
Neat.
Not physically,
Right.
but virtually. We
That-
did a Zoom birthday party. It was way cool.
That was cool.
Yeah,
I
I had a
mean,
great time.
Evan was showing me that, Phil, and kind of showing me the video that they had. And gosh, a big number of people arrived.
Yeah, you saw that online, Phil, on Facebook.
Yeah, I saw the video on Facebook.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. Frank Delane's 29 years old. That's Nick on Fear the Walking Dead. Jen Carlos Canella is 32. That's Jesus Christ in the Fox musical The Passion. Rob Amell is 32. He's the younger son of Arrow star Stephen Amell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Gugu Mbatha or Gugu Batha Raw, 37. That's Ava Hamilton in the Cloverfield Paradox. Okay. Not doing too good here. I think here's one you'll know. Tony Romo is 40 years old.
Now, who doesn't know
40?
Romo?
Wow, he's only 40?
Yeah.
40. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely.
I
Definitely
thought he was
so.
older for some reason.
Nicole Sullivan, 50 years old. That's Dre's neighbor, Janine, on Blackish. Toby Stevens, 51. That's John Robinson of the Netflix remake Lost in Space. Robert Smith from The Cure, 61. Andy McDowell is 62. Here's one. Brutus the Barber Beefcake from the old WWF days. Superstar of the 80s. He is 63 years old.
He is.
He
Yeah,
was
63. He was awesome back in the day.
Didn't he have hedge clippers in his
Yes.
hands the entire?
He did. Yeah, that was his gimmick, the hedge clippers.
I used to love that. That whole era from the WWF was great.
Yeah,
It was
that's
just-
the Attitude Era back in the day.
Yeah.
Tony Danza, 69. That's Tony on Taxi. Iggy Pop, 73 years old today. Charles Grodin, 85. Queen Elizabeth II, 94 years old.
The Queen.
The Queen herself.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Today is National Kindergarten Day. Believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Not
we've
we can
proven
do
that
anything.
today.
Definitely we've proven that today. We're just a bunch of kids cutting up
I
in
know,
here.
right?
Also, we have no birthdays up in the. Oh, we do. We have a birthday up in the heavens. Ken Caminetti, baseball MVP in '96, who was on the Juice.
Mhm.
So that's birthdays up in the heavens.
Oh, yeah.
As far as
yeah.
that goes.
How many days until Memorial Day, Evan?
31.
31 out.
And that's a special day because that's my dad's birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it, too, this
You know how
year.
many days till Mother's Day?
Gonna guess 28?
No,
No,
close.
wait. It's
Less.
this coming up this month. It's
Yeah,
14
it's
or
in
so.
May. It's in May.
14?
19 days.
19.
And 14 days until Teacher Appreciation Day. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, we have to appreciate our teachers. And what I saw in the news this week, we really have to appreciate our truck drivers too.
Mhm.
I mean, healthcare workers and those over the road truckers bringing the necessities and supplies. They're under a lot of pressure out there.
Yeah, lots of
lately.
pressure as far as
Yeah.
that goes, without a doubt. 7:20 right now. It's news time. Let's head over to the news desk where Bonnie is standing by with the latest headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Several hundred new cases of coronavirus have been reported around the state, bringing the total in Florida to more than 27,000. Another 49 deaths were reported yesterday, bringing the state's total death toll up to 823. Today, the governor's Reopen Florida task force begins a week full of daily meetings.
The working groups will meet in the morning before the task force's executive committee gathers in the afternoon, with the final report being drafted after Friday's conference calls.
Let's get these ideas on the table as soon as we can. Let's chew over this and let's develop a way, the best way forward.
Governor Ron DeSantis believes as Florida looks to reopen, we need to offer more rapid testing, with Broward Mayor Dale Holness agreeing expanded antibody testing is a key.
That might be able to help us overcome some of that fear that people have.
DeSantis says the state is expecting to receive a shipment of 100,000 antibody tests by the end of the week. Erica Rodriguez, Miami.
Ron DeSantis drew fire from Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Fried, the only Democrat on the state cabinet and not a member of the task force. Fried called it, sadly, more of the same politics over state from the governor. The state of Florida says 6% of the unemployment claims it has received so far have been paid. That's a slight improvement over the 4% it announced last week, but not anywhere near what's needed by the hundreds of thousands of jobless Floridians. It could take a while for Florida's economy to recover from the shutdown caused by the coronavirus pandemic.
It's not going to open if people don't feel comfortable getting on an airplane, if they don't feel comfortable going to a restaurant. So it all ultimately comes down to, is my family going to feel safe? And what are you doing to make my family or me as an employee, what are you doing to make me safe to come to work?
On Fox News, Senator Rick Scott said he put out a 60-day economic recovery plan that addresses the needs of businesses, families, and healthcare providers. Scott said the only way to get through this emergency is to do it safely. The announcement by Governor Ron DeSantis that distance learning will continue for the rest of the academic year means school districts across the state are scrambling to come up with new plans for graduation ceremonies. Some districts are looking at the possibility of virtual commencement ceremonies. Another option includes drive-through graduation ceremonies. Some districts are hoping to hold traditional ceremonies later this summer if it is safe to do so. And meanwhile, the Florida High School Athletic Association announced today it's canceling spring sports events, including championship events for the rest of the school year. In a statement, the association says they are deeply saddened for our student athletes. A rollover crash killed 2 people Monday morning on I-95 northbound in Martin County, causing traffic delays for hours. The wreck happened near exit 114 at Becker Road at 9:37 a.m., according to a report by the Florida Highway Patrol. Investigators said an 18-year-old man from Pompano Beach was driving a Chevy truck northbound on I-95 in the center lane. For unknown reasons, the driver failed to maintain control of the truck and began to overturn, traveling off the road. FHB said the truck came to a final rest on its roof. 2 of the passengers, German Cruz, age 52, and Julian Calderon, 53, both of Pompano Beach, were pronounced dead at the scene. A 58-year-old man had to be airlifted to Lawnwood Medical Center, too, with injuries, while the 18-year-old driver was transported to Tradition Hospital with minor injuries. The 5th person, a 39-year-old passenger, was not hurt and refused treatment, according to FHP Lieutenant Yanko Rise. Traffic was back to normal by 2 p.m., and the FHP report says that alcohol was not a factor in the wreck. The case is still pending investigation. 6 Super Bowl rings may get you special treatment in a lot of places, but former Patriots quarterback Tom Brady learned Monday that it won't get you anything when you're caught working out in a park that's closed to the public due to the coronavirus pandemic. Tampa Mayor Jane Castor said during a news briefing that the new Buccaneers quarterback was spotted working out by himself at a park downtown by staff patrol. The staffer went over to tell him he had to leave, and she recognized the man to be the 42-year-old Brady. News time is 7:25, and weather and traffic together are next.
$7:26 the time to Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
No accidents to report this morning. Major highways looking good north and southbound. We don't have any accidents for St. Lucie or Martin County. Expect a nice ride. There's your latest look at traffic. Partly cloudy, 68 Port St. Lucie. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
The chance for isolated rainfall remains in the forecast this morning for the Treasure Coast. Then the rainfall will move well south of the area, and skies will be clearing from north to south by this afternoon. Partly to mostly sunny with high temperatures in the mid to upper 80s and light winds becoming northeasterly. It will be warm, but humidity will be much lower today.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
7:28 the time right now, the Get Up and Go Show. Bonnie, we have a phone call right now, WSTU. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this?
Well, good morning. I'm calling in just to make sure you got your free subscription to AARP there, buddy.
Well, I could tell you, old man, I cannot bring myself to getting that subscription as of yet. You realize that, don't you?
Oh, my goodness. Come on. It's not going to get you that over.
Well, you know, I don't know. I can't bring myself to spending $15. I can't. I'm too cheap.
I just think Edna will give her a year's up just to give to you.
Really? Edna would give up her ARP subscription to give it to me?
Absolutely.
It's giving it up, baby.
All right.
There's a lot of good articles in there, knowing how to clean your false teeth and much more.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Well, old man, I don't know what I'm going to do with you. Have you had your breakfast yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
And it's still cooking.
All right. Well, go have your breakfast and go on your daily walk with Edna. Okay. Practice social distancing. And then I want you to call me back around 8:45 because I want to test your brain power in a segment we could possibly do called Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Okay.
Well, okay. We'll try that.
All right.
And we talk to you a little later then there, Sonny.
Okay. Say goodnight, old man.
Good night, old guy.
And now it's time for Stupid News,
It's so stupid and awesome.
where we ask the important questions.
Are some people too stupid to live?
Why are people so stupid?
Are you effing stupid?
All right. Here we go as we scour the globe, Bonnie. It's your favorite segment of the show.
I know, and lately we haven't had to scour very far.
No, we've stayed pretty local with some of the things. So, as the coronavirus pandemic continues, many people around the world have found themselves unable to continue with their regular jobs. From those who work in pubs and restaurants to event planners and more, there's just not a lot of them, a lot for them to do anymore. One woman who normally works as a wedding photographer hasn't let her talents go to waste during this time, though, despite not having any jobs lined up. Her name is Agnieszka Marsh. She's used to shooting beautiful wedding portraits, but with almost all weddings canceled or postponed for the foreseeable future, she was forced to take matters into her own hands. Do you guys have any idea what she did? Any idea, Bonnie?
I haven't a clue.
Phil?
I do not know.
She's from Northern Ireland, and she decided to improvise and stage a Barbie engagement and wedding photo shoot using her daughter's Barbie dolls.
Whoa.
So she set up the Barbie dolls,
Yeah.
and she did a photo shoot and an engagement photo shoot and a mock wedding with a set of Barbie dolls.
So was it
Nice.
Barbie and Ken? And
It was Barbie and Ken.
did they drive up in the vintage van?
I don't know.
And-
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Hmm.
But it
Did they
was
go
a
back to
Barbie
the-
and Ken photo shoot.
Barbie dream house afterwards? Or?
Yes. Yes. They went to the Barbie room. Maybe they played the song I'm a Barbie Girl. Anything is possible. You remember that song, right, Phil? I'm a Barbie Girl.
Yeah, that was a
Right.
big hit.
Right? Bonnie, you ever heard of that
crazy.
song? I'm a Barbie Girl?
Yeah, the Barbie world.
You guys played it
right?
on Coast back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
I think, right?
I think so.
It was a big hit in the afternoons with you.
I think
South
you're right.
Florida's coast.
101.3. Okay,
Yeah.
that was a little shameless plug. Okay, let's go to North Carolina, where a North Carolina farm is offering to spice up Zoom meetings during the COVID-19 pandemic by renting out animals, including a miniature donkey, to participate in teleconference calls. Francie and Mark Dunlap, the owners of Peace and Peas Farm in Indian Trail. All right, I'm gonna have to Google this because you know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm gonna want to do.
You're going to call them.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna call them.
Where is this farm? What state is
Peace
it in?
and Peas Farm in Indian Trail.
Indian Trail.
It's in. I have no idea where it is.
What if it's in Florida?
They've said that customers are being given the option to have Mambo, an 8-year-old mini donkey, dial into their Zoom conference calls for just $50.
Does this donkey talk? Does he speak our language?
Listen, if there's a donkey talking, we're
Is it
in
a Muppet?
we're in deep trouble.
Yeah, right.
I know.
Okay.
Lion Country Safari. While
Oh, it's
you're
in North
doing that-
Carolina.
Okay.
I found them.
Lion Country is doing that too. They're offering like a virtual tour for
Yes.
kids and school kids now.
Oh, look, there's the picture of the donkey right on the page.
He's adorable.
Right on the homepage.
I just want to.
Do they have do they have a contact us? I'm looking because you know exactly what I'm going to do,
That's
Bonnie.
a nice looking donkey right there.
How is a donkey nice looking?
Yeah, I'm about ready to say.
I want to say the slang word so bad. You have no idea. You have no idea how bad I want to say the slang
He's
word.
really cute, though.
Is he adorable?
Oh, he is. Oh, he's like a little dog or something.
Oh my god, this is too funny.
Oh my gosh.
What is this show coming to?
I don't know.
Yeah, right. Because
there's
I'm here today. That's
there's no
probably
phone
why.
number for them. Darn it, man. I'm really upset because I really wanted to call them.
Well, when we maybe we should all just take a trip up there when the coronavirus lifts.
Oh, sure. Let's just hop in Phil's vehicle and go. Why not? We have nothing better to do than just go look for a donkey. Road trip.
I go look at a donkey.
Wow. Hold on. Let me see if I can put the word phone number and see what happens. This is live radio, folks. This is what we do. This is.
Let me kill some time and ask that
about.
Do you know-
a question.
No. Don't ask the 8-ball a question.
Do you know at a farm up in Wisconsin there was a white buffalo that was born, and Robert Stack had it on Unsolved Mysteries.
Really?
Yeah, and
Robert
Stack and all of the Indians around the area came to worship this white buffalo because it's only born every so often, and there's something kind of like it's a spiritualness in Indians where something good is about to come. It's like a rebirth or something.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So
Cool.
everybody came to witness this white buffalo that was born.
Huh.
Yeah, kind of cool.
All right,
And-
so they don't have a phone number to call. I have literally, while you guys are yakking away, I have not. I have scoured this entire website, and there is no phone number for contact us at all.
Hmm.
None at all.
Maybe they're maybe they're out of business for the winter months or some sort of thing, and keeping the donkey warm
Keeping the donkey warm
in the barn. And
I don't know. I give up though. I'm gonna search further. Okay. Anyway, that's definitely. I would have loved to have gotten them on the radio to talk about their donkeys on Zoom. That would have been hilarious. A pair of Idaho men shared video showing how they beat the Guinness World Record of catching tennis balls in a basket placed on a person's head. David Rush, who has broken more than 100 Guinness records to promote STEM education, teamed up with coronavirus quarantine buddy Jonathan Hannon to break the record after previously breaking a similar record with a basket strapped to Rush's back. Rush held the basket on his head while Hannon threw tennis balls for a minute. Hannon threw a total of 123 tennis balls in the allotted time, and Rush caught 98 of them. The men said they beat the previous record of 79 catches.
Amazing.
Can you guys do that?
No, I don't know.
No. Bonnie was just straightforward. No, can't do it. Can't do it. Phil, can you do it?
No, I can't do it. No,
Why not?
Because I'm not that awesome. I'm awesome in other ways, but not that awesome in that. No.
Okay.
Just doesn't sound like like something I could do or waste my time on.
Wow. Okay. What is going on this morning? It's Tuesday. We're just way out there. All right, here we go. This is interesting. A news report. You guys are going to like this one. Bonnie, this one takes the cake for stupid news today.
Okay.
A news reporter in California accidentally filmed her husband naked in the shower during a TV report from her home.
Whoa.
Melinda Meza, a correspondent for KCRA3 in Sacramento, drew a hilarious reaction on social media after viewers spotted a naked figure in the background of the clip. Lockdown in California means that TV presenters must have been forced to broadcast from their homes. Mrs. Meza, the bureau chief of Joaquin County, was giving viewers tips on how to go about hairstyling while in quarantine. She was in the bathroom doing the segment in front of the mirror, but midway through the report, viewers caught a glimpse of her naked husband in the shower in the background, and the clip has gone viral.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh, you see, that's why I don't like cameras in my home. I even get nervous if, I get nervous if I'm video, doing something with my camera at home, and I'm afraid I'm going to just zap something or zoom something that's going to accidentally get on Facebook or some sort of thing.
I have cameras, but I don't have them in certain areas of my home.
Yeah. Why?
Okay.
Why would she be broadcasting from there anyway?
I don't know.
I guess with the hair thing, and maybe with the hair products that had to be in the bathroom and such.
Or maybe she just can't go in the studio with everything going on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why.
And she wasn't aware that her husband had been in there.
Probably not. Note to self: check shower before broadcasting live. Okay,
Hold on, let me write this down here.
Yes, note to self: check shower. Okay, check shower before broadcasting live. Okay, did you write that down, Phil?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got. Oh, hold on. Oh, hi, honey.
Yeah,
she just got out of the shower.
Okay, very, very nice. All right. Here. We're gonna go to Taiwan for our next story. Playing to empty stadiums, Taiwan has managed to keep its baseball league running during the coronavirus pandemic. So they have been playing baseball in Taiwan, but social distancing went out the window 2 days ago when a game descended into a full on-field Pier 6 brawl.
Wow.
The island has been held up as a model for how to battle the virus outbreak. Despite its close proximity and economic links with China, it has only 422 confirmed cases and only 6 deaths. As a measure of its success, Taiwan has one of the few professional sports leagues in the world still operating, and a new international audience starved of games back home. But Sunday night, fans following on TV watched as the Rakuten Monkeys against the Fubon Guardians erupted in a bench-clearing brawl.
Yeah. I mean, don't you think just people have to grow up? And, this is like a very serious question. Don't
Yeah.
you think that God is just mad?
Yeah,
Has
he
been
is.
mad by now, and
I think the Lord's mad. He
Yeah.
is.
I mean,
He's angry. And, he's angry because of I'm not going to go. I don't want to start because you'll get me on a religious rant, and then I'm going to tick off some listeners. And I know the listeners I'm speaking of in general. I don't want to, name names or anything like that, but I don't want to get anybody mad going on a religious rant.
understandably,
So I'm just
Evan.
I'm gonna shut my mouth there.
Yeah, maybe I should
Okay.
have shut my mouth at that
No,
question.
no, I'm just gonna not say nothing because you don't want me to go, because you know me, when I get on a rant, and all heck breaks loose. In the meantime, on Sunday, 2 days after Florida reopened its beaches, the police were patrolling the Jacksonville beach to enforce social distancing rules. Now, as they found a 30-year-old guy named Mario Gotti on the beach, it turns out that Mario is a fugitive who's wanted in Pennsylvania for allegedly shooting and killing a man in January. The cops figured out he had that warrant and they arrested him.
Wow.
He should be extradited to Pennsylvania this week. And the police tweeted a photo of him being taken away in cuffs wearing the American flag bathing suit. Very interesting.
I guess that's the place to be hiding out, where a lot of people went to the beach up that way this past weekend. And, but why did he wear that bathing suit that would stand out in a crowd?
I don't know. I mean,
think he would want to be a little more obscure with what he was
he
wearing.
shouldn't have been there. If he killed somebody, what the heck are you doing on the beach? Finally, angered that a group of golfers was violating rules on the course adjacent to his home, a 74-year-old Florida man just up the coast allegedly threatened the players with a BB gun, prompting the man's arrest Friday evening on 6 felony charges. Now, according to the police, John Robert Orr initially shouted at the golfers for driving their golf cart over a bridge and onto the putting green at the 8th hole of the Conservatory course in Palm Coast. The 199-yard par 3 hole features an island green and is touted as the signature hole of the Tom Watson designed golf course. Now, for those of you that don't know what the signature hole means that is like the premier, the creme de la creme, the best of the best, the Mac Daddy. That's what that means. The guy lives in a home that backs up to the hole, though the residence is separated from the course by a cement wall and water that surrounds the green. One of the golfers told the police that Orr yelled at them to leave the course and that the use of the golf cart in that manner was against regulations of the golf course. Orr then allegedly went into his home, grabbed the firearm, pointed it at the 6 golfers, each of whom said he was in fear for his life. The firearm brandished by Orr was a Winchester BB gun. In the video and photos taken by one of the golfers, Orr is reportedly seen holding the weapon in the upright shooting position towards the golfers.
Man.
Wow.
That's the last setting you would picture a situation like this.
That
right?
is crazy,
Yeah.
crazy,
Yeah, it is.
crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's messed up.
That's some messed up stuff.
That really is. And
Yeah.
that
All
was
because of they shouldn't be. I mean, here's my thought. Okay. And my thought is mind your own business. Why? I mean, why do that?
Yeah.
How
far up the road was that from us?
That's on
That
the
was
Palm Coast.
Palm Coast.
So that's about a good hour and a half.
Uh-huh.
But I do want to ask the 8-ball a question pertaining to that,
Okay.
if that's all right.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Do you think that the gentleman should have butted in other people's business and taken out his rifle?
The Magic 8-Ball says, Don't count on it. The Magic 8 Ball has spoken.
There you go. There's the answer, Bonnie. Magic 8 Ball's always right.
Even though it was only a BB gun.
That's right. 7:46 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news. Let's head over to the news desk where Bonnie's standing by with the latest headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Several hundred new cases of coronavirus have been reported around the state, bringing the total in Florida to more than 27,000. Another 49 deaths were reported yesterday, bringing the state's total death toll up to 823. Today, the governor's Reopen Florida task force begins a week full of daily meetings.
The working groups will meet in the morning before the task force's executive committee gathers in the afternoon, with the final report being drafted after Friday's conference calls.
Let's get these ideas on the table as soon as we can. Let's chew over this and let's develop a way, the best way forward.
Governor Ron DeSantis believes as Florida looks to reopen, we need to offer more rapid testing, with Broward Mayor Dale Holness agreeing expanded antibody testing is a key.
That might be able to help us overcome some of that fear that people have.
DeSantis says the state is expecting to receive a shipment of 100,000 antibody tests by the end of the week. Erica Rodriguez, Miami.
Ron DeSantis drew fire from Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Fried, the only Democrat on the state cabinet and not a member of the task force. Fried called it, sadly, more of the same politics over state from the governor. The state of Florida says 6% of the unemployment claims it has received so far have been paid. That's a slight improvement over the 4% it announced last week, but nowhere near what's needed by the hundreds of thousands of jobless Floridians. It could take a while for Florida's economy to recover from the shutdown caused by the coronavirus pandemic.
It's not going to open if people don't feel comfortable getting on an airplane, if they don't feel comfortable going to a restaurant. So it all ultimately comes down to, is my family going to feel safe? And what are you doing to make my family or me as an employee, what are you doing to make me safe to come to work?
On Fox News, Senator Rick Scott said he put out a 60-day economic recovery plan that addresses the needs of businesses, families, and healthcare providers. Scott said the only way to get through this emergency is to do it safely. Treasure Coast beaches apparently won't be opening soon, but when they do, it could be with a regional strategy in mind, officials said on Monday. For now, however, only St. Lucie County seems to be getting close to a decision to reopen. That call has not been finalized, but St. Lucie is looking to reopen its beaches next week. The county said Monday on its Facebook page. St. Lucie County, for one thing, will look at what its neighboring counties do decide. The announcement of Governor Ron DeSantis that distance learning will continue for the rest of the academic year means school districts across the state are scrambling to come up with new plans for graduation ceremonies. Some districts are looking at the possibility of virtual commencement ceremonies. Another option includes drive-through graduation ceremonies. Some districts are hoping to hold traditional ceremonies later this summer if it is safe to do so. And finally, fast-moving storms caused blinding rains, strong wind gusts, and hail late Monday afternoon in areas of Martin County. Tree limbs and palm fronds littered areas of Martin Downs Boulevard and residential yards in Palm City. The strong wind gusts, heavy rain, and hail caused property damage, scattered debris, and thousands of power outages. Palm City felt that brunt of the storm, with the height of damaging weather lasting just minutes. Immediately after the storm passed, residents, business owners, and rescue crews scattered to start clearing up the mess. At approximately 5:21 p.m., the National Weather Service in Melbourne issued a tornado warning for northwestern Martin County. The new Michael Jordan documentary, The Last Dance, Barack Obama is described on screen as a former Chicago resident, but it's only because he's there to talk about what Chicago was like when MJ joined the Bulls. When Obama appears, it doesn't say former president, it says former Chicago resident. And when Bill Clinton is on screen, he's identified as the former Arkansas governor. Clinton appears on the doc to talk about Scottie Pippen's days at the University of Central Arkansas, and Obama gives insight into what Chicago was like when Jordan joined the Bulls. News time is 7:50. Weather and traffic together are next.
7:52, the time of the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
No accidents right here. It's a nice Tuesday morning out on our roadways. Stewart, Port St. Lucie, Palm City, everywhere looking fine. There's your latest look at traffic. It's 68 in Port St. Lucie and 72 here in Stewart. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
The chance for isolated rainfall remains in the forecast this morning for the Treasure Coast. Then the rainfall will move well south of the area, and skies will be clearing from north to south by this afternoon. Partly to mostly sunny with high temperatures in the mid to upper 80s and light winds becoming northeasterly. It will be warm, but humidity will be much lower today.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
And of course, there's the band once again, the Get Up and Go Show illustrious 7-piece band. And 2, you and I make 9 in studio, so we're under 10, so we're okay. We're social distancing because they're in the other room and we're over here.
So the police don't have to come and speak with us about it.
We don't have to get lectured. Yes. All right, folks, stick around. Hour number 3 of the world's biggest little radio program at the biggest little radio station from the Palatial Radio Studios here at WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. Coming up next with Sheriff Willie Snyder. Going to get a state of the county address and find out what's going on in Martin County, folks. Enjoy the band. We'll be back shortly.
the air, online, covering the Treasure Coast. Get connected with the Get Up and Go Show. And now here's your host, Evan and Bonnie.
8:07 on the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie, and every single Tuesday at this time. It's an honor to have the Sheriff of Martin County, Sheriff Willie Snyder, joins us on our line right now. Sheriff, good morning. How are you doing? How's the family, first and foremost?
Hey, good morning, Evan. Good morning, Bonnie. Good morning, Martin County. And my family's good. We're, by God's blessing, we are good.
That's a beautiful thing. I talked to one of your counterparts the other day from St. Lucie County, Sheriff Cam Mascara, and he, of course, had great things to say about the situation up in St. Lucie County as well, especially the officers and the inmates at the jail, et cetera, so on and so forth. And by the grace of God, everybody's healthy up there as well, too.
I told one of my deputies the other day, I can replace your car, I can replace everything, but I can't replace you. And I continually urge them to be careful.
Yeah, that's so true. You know, you can, if you, it's like if you break a window, you get in a car accident, you can repair the car, you can fix the window, but you can't replace the body. The body's irreplaceable.
Well, one of the interesting things about this challenge is, unlike a hurricane where we can have a wide path of destruction, but north or south of it, sheriff's offices are intact and untouched, and they come and help. So we have this mutual impact throughout the state by a statute actually that allows us to go and help each other with carrying with us the authority of the sheriff we're helping.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, everybody throughout the country is in the same situation, so there are no resources coming, and that makes every sheriff keenly aware that he or she just has to do the best they can, because when your resources are gone, they're just gone.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to ask you a quick question. I know you, Martin County had a pretty nasty storm come through last night. Kind of going off topic here before we get into our topic of conversation. Everybody, no severe damage or anything like that, because I heard a rumor, something about a tornado possibly passed through the county.
Our crews in Northeast Martin thought that there was a tornado. I've looked at some of the video. We have some online.
Uh-huh.
Our Facebook page, and the Weather Service does say that the storm that moved through Palm City had some rotation.
Right.
So I know one of my commanders is off today. He had to take off because of tree damage, but we haven't heard of any substantial structural damage.
Good. That's a good thing. I figured if anybody knows, you're going to know as far as what's going on. I mean, you're the next best thing to the National Weather Service, because it's going to come across your desk. I could just picture you on a green screen doing the weather. That would actually be really cool.
Well, we want the Weather Service to tell us before it hits, and then you have to rely on me.
Yeah, definitely to hunker down without a doubt. Hey, I want to discuss with you, Sheriff, about some changes in law enforcement, short and long term, due to COVID-19 with Martin County. Talk to me about that, if you would, please.
This has been such a systemic. This has had such a systemic influence on the sheriff's office that there's almost nothing that we do now that's exactly the way it was before. Everything from the way we take calls, we're handling more calls by phone.
Right.
We never did that before. Calls online, to the way we work our lobby, to how we ask people to respond to us when we go to a house. If at all possible, we ask the people to step out. If it's possible not to send the deputy, we do.
Mm-hmm.
We've asked our deputies to use extreme diligence and not make contacts, actually, that they don't have to make, as far as traffic stops or the normal citizen contacts, just to protect us and to protect the citizenry.
I noticed too, driving down the road, not that I saw before, but I'm noticing you don't really see many deputy vehicles pulling over other vehicles as much as what it normally, I guess, would be. But then again, what is normal, right?
What we're trying to do is we're trying to find a balance. We can't have cars doing 90 miles an hour up and down Kano Highway or
right.
Boulevard.
Right.
And we can't just say, okay, because there might be contact with someone with the virus, that we just turn a blind eye towards suspicious behavior. And so we still have contacts, we still make arrests, but our jail, which normally runs we're busy anywhere close to 540 inmates. And the other day, the report was we were at 418. So
Wow.
we are substantially down now.
So that goes to show you that crime is definitely down in Martin County.
Well, it is, and I think I said it on your show before. Some of the drivers of crime and law and order issues for us centers around alcohol. So whether it's drunk driving or bar fights or parties in neighborhoods that get out of hand. Well, with people not gathering and not going to bars, our calls for service are down. So it's not that crime has taken a vacation. It's just that the crimes that result from alcohol and stupid behavior as different from, say, a burglar, those continue to fall. They go down.
So as soon as an inmate enters your jail, Mr. Snyder, are they checked by a medical examiner then, and giving testing to keep the jails clean?
Yes, we have what we call a sally port. You come in through the back gate, identify yourself, and go into a sally port area. And normally the deputy or the state trooper or whoever, city steward, our jail is for all law enforcement in the county, would normally just walk from there through a locked door into an interroom called booking in the jail. And now we do the processing medical check out in the sally port. So before they even come into the jail itself, they've been screened for temperature, they've been interviewed for symptoms, and then after that, if there's any symptom whatsoever, we have I forgot the name of it, but it's a room where air doesn't exchange without being processed.
I guess we call it a quarantine room, so to speak.
Well, it is. Yeah, we have 5 of those, so
Right.
we can put them in there, and they're isolated.
Yeah, I have to say a big thumbs up to you in Martin County and Mr. Mascara in St. Lucie County, and you probably know the sheriffs and law enforcement too to the north of us, and I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but I heard like up at the Volusia County area, I think in that area there was a significant number of inmates that did test positive for coronavirus. The last I heard from this weekend, because I have friends up in that area.
There may be a state facility that has COVID in it. We had a Florida Sheriff's conference the other day, and our takeaway was that there are no incidences or significant instances of COVID exposure in any jail in the state of Florida.
Oh, and okay, so it might have been a state prison
Probably
system
a prison, yeah.
situation
Oh, yeah,
that I heard. Okay.
I understand that they've had some exposure.
So the individual jails throughout our counties are really doing their work then. I mean, from what we've
but in fairness to the prison system, some of those prisons are like cities, with so many workers coming and going and delivering, and outsiders coming and going, and big staff. I don't even know how you could imagine not having it in a jail, in a prison.
Now the prisons, of course, and it's something I should have asked you last time we spoke. Is there visitation still permitted with the inmates if somebody wants to come and visit, or that is off limits for right now?
No, our jail is completely off limits.
Okay.
To non-personnel, so we have to facilitate attorneys meeting their clients by way of teleconference.
Okay. Let me ask you a question, and you bring up a very good point there. Teleconference. Have you considered, since visitation is off limits because the inmates are allowed to have visitors, have you considered doing a type of teleconference visitation system with the inmates and their family members?
Yes, we do that. Yes.
Okay.
That's the only way that they can meet.
I like that. I like that a lot. That's good. At least it gives the inmates some semblance of normalcy that they can visit with a loved one or something like that. I'd be interested to know, though, Sheriff, if you foresee a new normal moving forward with the department.
Yeah, I think overall we'll get back to business as usual. You'll call the sheriff's office, the deputy will come to your house. You speed, you'll get stopped. You go to the jail, you'll be able to go inside, but there will be residual effects of this probably forever, and such as we have found great success in the online phone reporting. People that can on the telephone, and it's just, what we found, some people like it. They don't have to have a marked car in their driveway.
No, there's no need to roll a vehicle out for something that's very simple that can be taken over the phone or even done online, because it cuts down, like you said, on the contact face-to-face in person. And it also keeps the deputy still on the road at the same time for more important things that need to be taken care of. Not saying that phone call is not important, but or should we say more severe things?
Well, what we have now is, say you need to make a report to your insurance company. You can't find, fill in the blank. Your expensive wedding ring, it's insured. You want to make a report.
Right, or your bike gets stolen.
Really, the only mechanism we have now is to send the patrol car. But I think going forward, we won't ever see those days come back, when those will be handled by phone. But we don't want to lose touch. We don't want people to feel underserved. I am an elected sheriff. People do look to deputy response to kind of calm their feeling of being violated if someone stole from them. So we'll strike a balance and make people feel appreciated and attended to, but yet use our resources properly.
Sheriff, closing, I'm going to leave the floor to you for a moment, to our listening audience here in Martin County. In closing, anything you'd like to say to our listeners?
I would say this. I think the light is kind of at the end of the tunnel. I think we have a collective sense that we are getting through this, that with some patience we'll get through it. Continue cooperating with the governor's request and the commissioner's request. Be kind to your fellow neighbor, and pretty soon we'll be back to normal.
Sheriff Willie Snyder joins us each and every weekday. Sheriff Snyder, thank you so much for joining us. God bless you, all your deputies, and your family. Thank you so much for being with us.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
Have a great day. Wow, good news. Great. I love when he's on. I really do.
He
gives us a lot of good insight.
With a nice positive note as well.
Yeah, he definitely does. 8:20 news time right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. Let's head over to the news desk where Bonnie's standing by. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Several hundred new cases of coronavirus have been reported around the state, bringing the total in Florida to more than 27,000. Another 49 deaths were reported yesterday, bringing the state's total death toll up to 823. And today, the governor's Reopen Florida task force begins a week full of daily meetings.
The working groups will meet in the morning before the task force's executive committee gathers in the afternoon, with the final report being drafted after Friday's conference calls.
Let's get these ideas on the table as soon as we can. Let's chew over this and let's develop a way, the best way forward.
Governor Ron DeSantis believes as Florida looks to reopen, we need to offer more rapid testing, with Broward Mayor Dale Holness agreeing expanded antibody testing is a key.
That might be able to help us overcome some of that fear that people have.
DeSantis says the state is expecting to receive a shipment of 100,000 antibody tests by the end of the week. Erica Rodriguez, Miami.
Ron DeSantis, true fire from Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Fried, the only Democrat on the state cabinet and not a member of the task force. Fried called it, sadly, more of the same politics over state from the governor. The state of Florida says 6% of the unemployment claims it has received so far have been paid. That's a slight improvement over the 4% it announced last week, but nowhere near what's needed by the hundreds of thousands of jobless Floridians. It could take a while for Florida's economy to recover from the shutdown caused by the coronavirus pandemic.
It's not going to open if people don't feel comfortable getting on an airplane, if they don't feel comfortable going to a restaurant. So it all ultimately comes down to, is my family going to feel safe? And what are you doing to make my family, or me as an employee, what are you doing to make me safe to come to work?
On Fox News, Senator Rick Scott said he put out a 60-day economic recovery plan that addresses the needs of businesses, families, and healthcare providers. Scott said the only way to get through this emergency is to do it safely. Treasure Coast beaches apparently won't be opening soon, but when they do, it could be with a regional strategy in mind, officials said on Monday. For now, however, only St. Lucie County seems to be getting close to a decision to reopen. The call has not been finalized, but St. Lucie is looking to reopen its beaches next week, the county said on Monday on its Facebook page. St. Lucie County, for one thing, will look at what its neighboring counties decide. The announcement by Governor Ron DeSantis that distance learning will continue for the rest of the academic year means school districts across the state are scrambling to come up with new plans for graduation ceremonies. Some districts are looking at the possibility of virtual commencement ceremonies. Another option includes drive-through graduation ceremonies. Some districts are hoping to hold traditional ceremonies later this summer if it is safe to do so. Meanwhile, the Florida High School Athletic Association announced today it's canceling spring sports events, including championship events, for the rest of the school year. In a statement, the association says they are deeply saddened for our student athletes. And a rollover crash killed 2 on Monday on I-95 northbound in Martin County, causing traffic delays for hours. The wreck happened near exit 114 and Becker Road at 9:37 a.m., according to a report from the Florida Highway Patrol. Investigators said an 18-year-old man from Pompano Beach was driving a 2011 Chevrolet truck northbound on I-95 in the center lane. For unknown reasons, the driver failed to maintain control of the truck and began to overturn, traveling off the road. FHP said the truck came to a final rest on its roof. 2 of the passengers, a German cruise, age 52, and Julian Calderon, 53, both of Pompano Beach, were pronounced dead at the scene. Then a 58-year-old man had to be airlifted to Lawnwood Medical Center with serious injuries, while an 18-year-old driver was transported to Tradition Hospital with minor injuries. The 5th person, a 39-year-old passenger, was not hurt and refused treatment, according to FHP Lieutenant Yanko Rice. Traffic was back to normal by 2 yesterday afternoon, and the FHP report saying alcohol was not a factor in the wreck. The case is still pending investigation. Welcome to Tampa, Tom Brady, and now go home. Tom was trying to get a workout in a local park recently. The problem is the parks are closed due to the pandemic. A Parks and Rec staffer are doing a routine patrol spotted Tom and told him he had to leave. And that came straight from Tampa Bay Mayor Jane Castor's mouth, too, saying Tom Brady may have won 6 Super Bowls, but like the rest of us, he's just trying to find a place to work out. And the employee had approached the man working out downtown, told him the park was closed, and yes, was Tom Brady. News time is 8:24. Traffic and weather together are next.
$8:26 the time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, Evan, down by West Palm Beach on the Turnpike southbound, there's a huge accident down that way. It's a vehicle crash, and it's with roadblock, too. This is Florida's Turnpike southbound at mile marker 101 West Palm Beach. All lanes down in that area blocked at the moment. There's your latest look at traffic. And right now it is 72. It's a partly cloudy sky in Stewart. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
The chance for isolated rainfall remains in the forecast this morning for the Treasure Coast. Then the rainfall will move well south of the area, and skies will be clearing from north to south by this afternoon. Partly to mostly sunny with high temperatures in the mid to upper 80s and light winds becoming northeasterly. It will be warm, but humidity will be much lower today.
Mornings are better with the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on WSTU.
8:29 the time on the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time to go to outer space in another place where Randy Siegel is standing by with the latest and greatest space report. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning to you, sir. Can you believe that they actually had space burials?
What?
Yep. It started back in 1997 when the remains of 24 people were put on a Pegasus rocket that was launched over the Pacific Ocean and carried the remains of several notable individuals, including Gene Roddenberry. Yep, the spacecraft was not designed to go into orbit, but basically to have a space burial from space. So the spacecraft took off, went on a suborbital flight, and then burned up on re-entry. But the remains of several people allowed them to have a space burial. You might recall it was Gene Roddenberry that actually came out with Star Trek. Very interesting on this date in history. Well, NASA, or actually SpaceX, did something rather unexpected. They moved up the launch date of the next Falcon 9 rocket from Thursday to tomorrow. Launch is going to take place from the Cape tomorrow afternoon at 3:37 p.m., and it will carry The Falcon 9 will carry 60 satellites into space, or small communication satellites, and then they will attempt to land the vehicle back on Earth. Yep, SpaceX wants to recover this vehicle. It has already flown 3 missions, and they want to recover it again, as well as the fairings from the vehicle, thus cutting the cost of going into space. There seems to be a lot of questions as to whether or not this is really a cost-cutting method. There are those who feel that even though the Falcon is carrying people up, they feel that that cost is not really realistic to begin with, and SpaceX is bearing part of the cost. But the concern that they have is competing with it. Now, this could all be just about competition, but we'll stay on top of that particular topic as we move forward. Well, 3 members of Expedition 63 on board the International Space Station began their first full week of science work on board the station after being left alone. They're getting ready for a new Progress supply ship to be launched late Friday, headed for the International Space Station. Currently, Chris Cassidy, who is the commander on board, is with 2 Russian crewmates, Anatoly Ivanushin and Ivan Wagner. They'll stay in orbit until October. Cassidy worked on physics research, checking out the electrostatic levitation furnace in the Japanese Kibo laboratory module. The experiment facilitates by heating samples to ultra-high temperatures to observe thermophysical properties difficult to measure in Earth's gravity. Ivanushin and Wagner are getting ready for the arrival of that new spacecraft, which should arrive at 1:23 a.m. on Saturday. The Progress 75 is chock full of science experiments and gear, and will also bring some fresh fruit up, which the astronauts always love to have. The 2 cosmonauts also collaborate on a variety of Russian space research. The pair looked at microgravity's effect on pain sensitivity and bone tissue. They also explored how future space travelers may pilot spacecrafts on planetary missions by using